APO box we could use for official mail since the motel wasn't permanent. We filled out the application, and Dad handed over his discharge papers and social security card for verification. The clerk processed everything and said the ID would be ready in 20 minutes. We sat in plastic chairs waiting. When they called Dad's name, he walked up to the counter, and the clerk handed him a temporary paper ID with his photo. Dad stared at it for a long moment. His name, his current address for the first time in 12 years, not the hospital, not Mom and Mark's house, our address. I watched him fold it carefully and put it in his wallet. It was such a small thing, just a piece of paper with his information, but it felt like a tiny victory in a war we were still losing. Ricardo called that afternoon while we were back at the motel. He asked if I had time to go over the VA caregiver program application, and I said yes immediately. He walked me through each section on the phone, explaining what medical records I needed from Dad's Palmer file and which forms required a doctor's signature. The application asked for detailed information about Dad's daily care needs, his disabilities, his treatment plan. I filled in boxes about medication management, appointment attendance, meal preparation, emotional support. Every question made the weight of what I'd taken on feel more real. Ricardo sent me links to the required training modules, and I started the first one that evening, watching videos about veteran mental health and caregiver burnout. The training talked about setting boundaries and asking for help, which felt strange when I was 18 and had no idea what I was doing. I submitted the completed application through the VA portal, and Ricardo confirmed he received it, then explained the approval process could take several weeks, but he'd follow up to keep things moving. The shelter counselor had referred me to Amelia Fletcher at the community mental health clinic, and I went to my first appointment 2 days later. The clinic was in a converted house with mismatched furniture in the waiting room and motivational posters on the walls. Amelia called me back, and I followed her to a small office that smelled like lavender. She was maybe 40, with glasses and a calm way of moving that made the room feel safer.